What is up, ladies? How's it going? Thank you so much for your interest in this video. This video came about because, I've come to realize that with my in-person clients, I am there with my in-person clients to help them see what weights they need to be using and progress those weights and figure it out. But with my online clients, I'm finding that I'm not there with them to help them figure out what weights they should be using, what reps they should be at, when they should be progressing. So I've had to explain this, over and over again. So now it's just kind of come to me that, let's put this all together in a video to kind of explain it so that you can make sure that when you are lifting weights and strength training for your goals, you know what sets, reps, and weights to use, and you know how to progress them. So this video is specifically designed for muscular endurance and strength endurance, and for that more toned, lean look that a lot of girls want, because I know a lot of women are afraid of the bulky look or the big look or getting too strong or too big. You're crazy, first of all. If you are strength training 1 or 2 days a week, you're not going to get big. You're not going to you're probably not going heavy enough and enough sets, giving yourself enough rest ratio, and probably not packing on enough protein to be gaining muscle at the size where you're going to look bulky. So this video is for the muscular endurance, strength endurance side of things, to be more in that toned, lean look that I know a lot of women want. So that rep range is typically the 10 to 15 rep range. And then a lot of times when I am progressing my own clients in person, I'll have them, and online, I'll have my girls, as they're starting to progress, tap into some 8s. And that's usually when they're progressing from like a 20 to a 25 pound. I'll have them for that first week or 2 weeks use an 8 rep instead of a 10, 12, 15 rep range at that big of a bump. So what I would recommend doing, and I'm just going to kind of work through how you should work through this if you are in the gym trying to figure out what weights you should be using for that strength endurance type of training that is in the 10 to 15 rep range. So let's just say you're going to the gym to strength train, and the circuit that you are going to do, very simple. Let's just say you are doing a dumbbell chest press, so you're on your back working your chest as the main mover, and then you are doing a bent over row, so you have one arm supported on the bench, you're doing a row on one side, working your back, and then let's just say you're doing a bicep curl. Okay, so those are the 3 movements you're doing in your circuit. You're doing a dumbbell bench press, a bent over supported row, and a bicep curl, I think I said. So let's just start. You look at the dumbbells that you have access to. Let's just say, for simplicity's sake, 5s. Let's just say you have like in increments of 5s. So you have 5s, 10s, 15s, 20s, 25s. Okay, so let's just say you grab the 10s and you sit down on the bench. I want you to go with no set number in mind. So you have the 10s. I don't want you to go into it being like, okay, I'm going to do a 3x10. So I'm going to do 3 rounds with 10 reps. I want you to go into it, no number in your mind. I just want you to go until you fatigue the chest. And most likely, if you're new to weightlifting, you'll feel a little unstable. You'll feel a little wobbly. You'll feel a little shake in your arms and your chest. Your whole shoulder complex might be a little wobbly. So I want you to get down and start chest pressing, right? And let's just say you went into it thinking, oh, I'm going to do a 3x10, and you get to 10 and just stop, but it was not hard enough at all. You're not going to know that really unless you go and you see. So I want you to go no number, and I want you to go rep 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And if you get to like 15, 16, 17, stop. That weight is not heavy enough for you, I promise you. If you can just sit there for days and chest press, it's not heavy enough. So put that down, rain check. Say to yourself, okay, when I come back to this chest press, I am going to bump up to a 15 and see where I get. So now next movement in your circuit is a bent over row. So you're going to want to grab, let's just say, we'll keep it all simple here. You're going to grab the 10, even though you can definitely do a row with more than 10, no matter even if you're new or not. So you're going to put your one arm down on the bench, and you're going to start rowing. Again, no number to it, because if you go into it thinking, all right, I'm just doing 3x10s today, like a lot of people do, you're going to go to 10 and you're going to stop, and you might not even be fatigued. So same thing here. Pump it out. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, you're right. That's not heavy enough for me. Boom. Same thing with the bicep curls. So you are looking here, big picture, you are looking to find your sweet spot of where you fatigue your muscles between 10 and 15 reps. Fatiguing anything below that means you're going too heavy and you're not training in that strength endurance type of training. So anything, if you're maxing out at 8 reps and you feel like, shit, I can't get to 9 and 10, like you're training too heavy. And on the other end of things, like I said, if you can just get there and you have a 5-pound weight for your bicep curl and you're like 16, 17, 18, like you are not training heavy enough, you need to go heavier. So that's kind of the point. We're trying to find your sweet spots in that 10 to 15 rep range, okay? So then you do your bicep curls, and let's just say your biceps are maybe the weakest muscle of this circuit. So let's just say you have the 10s and you're doing your bicep curl and you are at 8, 9, and you're starting to slow down, and at 10 you're having to do this to get your weights up and you're swinging and you're losing form. You can get to 10, you can maybe even get to 12, but your form is shit after 9. Then 10 is probably a good weight for you and you need to stay in the 8 to 10 rep range. Or you need to drop down to, like, for unsimplicity's sake, like a 7 or an 8-pound dumbbell, even though we're talking 5-10s here. Okay, so then let's just say that that's where you were for your dumbbell curl. Let's call it, you could get to a 3x10 without swinging and having bad form. Great, so you know your weight for that. That's where you want to start a program. And you always want to do programs because you want to be able to progress things and not just be like, 1 week you're doing this, 1 week you're doing that, 1 week you're doing that, because it's going to make it harder for you to progress those movements. So you need to do programs. You need to follow things so that you can you don't need to, but it's great to be able to see, okay, week 1 I did my bicep curl at a 3x10 with a 10-pound weight, and week 5 you don't need to do it forever. 4 or 5 weeks is typically what I do with my clients. At week 5, let's just say you do a bicep curl at a 3x10 with a 17-pound weight. You know, that's a big progression, right? You then know that you have done that much and you've progressed that much in 5 weeks. But so let's go back to the beginning of your circuit now. You found your weight for your curls, you didn't find your weight for your press and your bent over row. So you're gonna grab your 15s now for your chest press. You're gonna get down, and let's just say you're pressing it out and you get 13 reps in, and then you're like fatigued at 13, then you know, okay, this is a great weight for me, but I'm gonna stick to 10 to 12 reps. Then you're gonna go to your bent over row again, right? Because we're in a circuit. You're gonna go to your bent over row again. You're gonna grab the 15. So let's just say you get to 16 reps. Again, you now know that 15 is not heavy enough for you. So you're gonna go back to your bicep curl. You get in the picture now? You're gonna go back to your bicep curl. You're gonna do your 10 reps because that's your weight and you know that, and that's good. You know if you go heavier, your form's gonna go off and you're gonna fatigue. You're gonna go back to your bench press. You're gonna do 12 reps with those 15s. Then you're gonna go back to I'm talking fast. You're going to go back to your bent over row now because you still have not figured out a weight that is heavy enough for you because you haven't hit your fatigue yet. You haven't burnt out. You haven't had bad form. You look beautiful doing your bent over row. Your form is perfect. So I'm going to encourage you then to grab the 20 and do your bent over rows with that. Let's just say you get to 9, 10, 11 is hard. You have to start opening up at the shoulders. You have to start hiking to get yourself up. Then that's when you know, cool, 20 is my weight for this, but I'm going to cap it at 10 reps. So there you go. That's one circuit of obviously your whole strength day. And you can keep notes on your phone, you can keep a pen and paper, but then you know you have found your sweet spots to start a program. Whether you're making it yourself or somebody else is making it for you, you know you have your sweet spot to start your program. I would do 2 weeks at that. So I would do a 3x10, using this specific example. I would do a 3x10 with your chest press. So that 3x10 means 3 rounds through of 10 reps. Your chest press would be a 10 reps. Your bicep curl would be 10 reps with 10-pound weights, and your bent over row would be 12 reps with the 20, I think we said. So that's kind of big picture how you want to find what your weights are. Same thing for squats, for front raises, for side raises, for tricep pushdowns. You really want to find that sweet spot where you are hitting, this is the most important thing, where you hit fatigue between 10 and 15 reps. A little bit less, a little bit more is okay. But it's going to keep you in that strength, endurance, muscular endurance range that a lot of women want to strength train in for their particular goals. And this also was going to tend to also keep you in more of a like cardiovascular strength training. That's what's so great about circuits, is because you can work a lot in a short period of time. I would suggest, like, if you're new to strength training, work like an upper, a lower, a core, an upper, a lower, a core, so you can focus in on those muscles and not burn them out too much. But that is my advice for figuring out what weights you need to be using. If there's anything in this you need clarified, please let me know. I know this was a lot. I probably was talking fast. I've explained this so many times. So if you have questions, please let me know. But ladies, big picture key point is that you are looking to hit your fatigue with your weights between 10 and 15. If you're going for days and you could do that weight for a minute, it's too long, or it's too light. And if you're fatiguing at 6, 7, 8 and it's an overhead press and you have to be like, oh, to get it up, it's too heavy. You need to drop it down. So that's my best advice for finding the weights that are best for you, ladies. Please let me know what was helpful from this.